It's another opportunity for Brexit to be modified and the sequel of Brexit to be considered, as Rachel Reeves, our Chancellor, is off to Brussels on Monday to announce that she's billing an ambitious new partnership with Brussels. If the name rings a bell, it might be because Reeves is the first British Chancellor to attend a meeting of the European finance ministers since the Brexit vote, and apparently we're making up for lost time by showing that Britain has remembered how to be, well, polite. She plans to reassure the Eurogroup that Britain will fully honour post-Brexit agreements. And now, forgive my scepticism, but this feels a bit like telling a neighbour who caught you nicking their milk that you'll start paying for it now and maybe bake them a pie. Reeves wants to build on the Windsor framework, promising dynamic alignment with the EU rules in sectors like agriculture, cars and pharmaceuticals. You can almost hear the groans of Brexiteers clutching their sovereignty slogans like pearls. You could imagine Farage wearing pearls, can't you? In Brussels, this is music to the ears of bureaucrats who've spent years muttering, "We told you so," but not everyone is so keen back home. The Chemical Industries Association, for example, is less enthusiastic, noting that aligning with EU regulations like REACH won't necessarily deliver frictionless trade. If we're still on the outside of the single market, it's a bit like joining a book club but still having to buy the books at full price. And it isn't just about trade. The EU is already eyeing other prizes, better access to British fishing grounds and opportunities for young Europeans to study and work in the UK. Meanwhile, Yvette Cooper is digging her heels in on migration rules because if there's one thing a government loves, it's conflicting priorities. And let's not forget the obstacles from British hesitance to EU scepticism. It's a diplomatic three-legged race and no one's agreed which direction to run or which leg to tie together. The irony is, of course, that if all this feels like the opening act to Keir Starmer's grand EU reset next spring, when talks are expected to culminate, it is indeed a curtain raiser, an entr'acte. Antonio Costa, the new president of the European Council, is even popping over to London next month, presumably to remind us that we're not getting any cherries without the cake. That's the overture. Reeves's mission, her 6 milestones or headstones, depending on your Brexit fatigue, or gallstones, indeed, if you expect to pass them quickly, might not yield immediate results, but it signals a shift. Britain tentatively admitting it might be better off as a cooperative party rather than a sulky ex. Whether this is enough to soothe domestic critics or please Brussels remains to be seen, because neither seems particularly happy. But as Reeves prepares to pass those proverbial stones, let's hope she avoids any scatological missteps. After all, I did my scatology stuff last night, and no one wants to hear about the Windsor framework without the in the possibility that it might become the Windsor cramps. And the The winds of Windsor. There we are. We got it in finally.